All right. What's going on, family? I hope everybody had a good and productive week. Welcome to the Awareness Channel. My name is TC. So, today I seen a clip, just a short clip of a video, right? And it was this African guy, older guy. Looked like he might have been a professor or philosopher or something. And he was on somebody's podcast, right? Young American Woman's podcast. And he was talking about how he was one of them black Americans don't have no culture type of guys. He was one of them. And he was going in on her, and I think he caught her off guard. Because either that or they clipped away from the video because she didn't respond. He said, "Name for me two serious aspects of black American culture. Two traditions, just two. Just name me two." And he was going in on her. And he caught her off guard, and she was like, she didn't have no answer. Or I didn't hear an answer. Maybe she answered and they answered him and they clipped it, but I didn't hear her answer. And a lot of that shit is actually out there, that black Americans don't have a culture. And I'm kind of tired of hearing that bullshit because I am a black American and we got just as much culture as any goddamn body else. So what I did was I went down the list just off the top of my head. I didn't even use Chat GPT on this one because, I ain't scared of AI. I know about AI and I ain't afraid to use it. But on this one, I just went off the top of my head. Being 68 years old, being around, knowing my people, knowing a little bit about a lot of things, I came up with a list of 16 serious aspects, if you will, and, a list of black culturism that we can draw from. Right? Serious. First thing I came up with was black Americans have a culture of resistance. We got a culture of resistance because we've been fighting these motherfuckers ever since we got here. So we're not afraid of them. We don't get intimidated by them. By them, I mean the dominant society. We're not afraid to get up in their face. We ain't afraid to lay hands. Not at all. Because for a lot of reasons, not the least of which, on the surface, we full-fledged citizens. That's number one. Number two, we know they're gonna take us anyway, so we're gonna resist because we've been resisting ever since we've been here. Second aspect of black American culture is music creation. We create music out of anything. Ever since before we was allowed to make music, we used our bodies to make music. We used music while we worked. We use music to gather strength and get on the same page psychologically when we got something overwhelming that we got to do. So we are naturally musical people. We created jazz. We created blues. We created hip hop. We created rock and roll. We created so many other subgenres of music until some of them don't even have names. We just do it. We inject music into just about everything we do. Next is our athleticism. Part of our culture is athletics. Our young men start thinking about athletics at a very young age. And for a time, for some of them, it totally consumes them. It's up to us as parents and grandparents and great-grandparents to guide that ambition and cultivate it in the right way and make sure it's balanced with education and all that. But I ain't even got to tell y'all to look at the NBA, the NFL, the NCAA, and y'all can do the rest. And even when we cross over into sports that we're not supposed to be, that good at, like tennis. Now, I know y'all seen that confrontation on the tennis court, what was it, yesterday or day before yesterday, where the sister was getting berated by the white woman that she had just beat the shit out of because, black people ain't supposed to be able to play tennis. And we don't have no education, and we ain't this and we ain't that. But we still whooping all over their ass Every time we cross over into one of their little sports, figure skating, speed skating, all of the things that, they expect us to be good at football, basketball. We had baseball at one time that we lost interest in that shit. So that's part of our culture, our sports and athletic culture. And then we have innovation and invention. Now you start running down the list of shit that black people invented in this country that's in massive use right now in some form or another, and you got a long ass list, bruh. That's why white folks get so mad at Black History Month, because every time they got to hear black people invented every motherfucking thing. You know why? Because we had to. Because we was doing all the motherfucking work. So we had to. And we're just as intelligent and innovative as everybody else, and more than some people. So, invention and innovation. And then family and community. Our culture goes like this. We got a community culture, or at least they had it when I was growing up. And that culture said something like this: if you see my child cutting up in the streets, you can handle that. You can discipline him. Because ain't nobody, back then, we didn't abuse children and shit like that. But your mama best friend caught you cutting up, she could whoop your ass and send you home. We had tight-knit communities. Our divorce rates and shit was the same as they are now, but we had tight-knit communities that looked out for each other. Next one, we got a business culture, a business culture. I know you heard about Black Wall Street. Well, there was a bunch of Black Wall Streets all over the goddamn country. A bunch of them. But white folks couldn't handle it, so they came in and burned them down, or what? Sunk them and turned them into lakes and put highway goddamn overpasses through them and all that kind of shit. Totally destroyed all of those thriving black communities. For one reason or the other, the dominant society couldn't handle it, and they came and destroyed it. Got my Kahlua cup and my wife cup. Family reunion culture. Every once in a while, every 2 or 3 years or so, we call our family together. We have a reunion. We look each other in the face. We encourage each other. We cook and eat and break bread and dance with each other. And then we go our separate ways till the next reunion. That's how we love each other as a family unit. And you meet all the cousins that you never knew and all of that at the family reunion. We got rhythm and dance culture. Back in the day, when I say back in the day, I'm talking 1920s, 30s, and whatever. During the jazz era, you should see them black people get down. The white folks used to go where the niggas was at if they really wanted to have a good time and dance. Look at some of them old Spike Lee movies and look at some of the dance scenes from like Malcolm X. That's how them niggas used to dance. And we used to dance all the way up to the, when people stopped dancing at the end of the disco era. That's when people stopped dancing. But we was dancing all through our history here and making rhythm. But I guess that could go with our music culture as well. We got art culture. We got our very own Black American art culture. I know because that's what I do. We got church tradition culture. The way we run our churches, the way that church sermon is delivered on Sunday, that's a black culture right there. That call and response, that rhythm, that tempo, all that's black culture. The way that black man or woman deliver that sermon in that rhythmic voice with that cadence. That's black culture. Can't nobody do it like them old preachers that I used to have to listen to back in the day when I was, still going to church with my mom and them. Here's something that is a part of our culture that I don't even know if it's done us a disservice or not, but we got a culture of acceptance. We bring people in. We accept people into our inner circle sometimes to our own to our own detriment, because we are trusting people. It's been our Achilles heel. We got a culture of style. Like, okay, cultural style means like when I wear my baseball cap, I lean that bitch to the left because ain't no right in me. You dig me? That's our cultural style. You know? Can't nobody do it like Black Americans when we really want to style out. People, I'm just saying. We got a culture of language. Believe it or not, Black Americans, we do have our own dialect. And it changes whatever part of the country you come from. But we have our own dialects, many different dialects. But when we talk to each other, we know how to make each other understand what we're saying without letting Ofe know what we're saying. Yeah, we developed I don't even want to call it a patois, but we used to call it Ebonics, but that was what the white folks called it. But anyway, we got a culture of our own language. We got a culture of making more with less. When the recession happens and white folks, lose all their money and the depression happened and all that, white people, Black people, we just keep going along. Why? Because we used to doing more with less. When white folks catch a cold, Black folks catch the flu. We already know that, so we prepare. And we know how to cut back without looking like we cutting back. We've been doing it for years. And this is the last one that I came up with today. And there's many more aspects of Black culture. But we have, as Black Americans, a culture of survival in the face of overwhelming odds. We got a culture of survival in the face of overwhelming odds. How y'all think we came through Jim Crow? How y'all think we came up out of slavery and didn't just get genocided the fuck out? How many of us y'all think fought in every war that the United States ever had, where we were sent in first to test the enemy's strength, and they just shoot us down like ants, like chickens, so the white boys could come in and mop up? We've been here from the beginning, us Black Americans. And try as they might, they still can't get us out of here. We ain't going nowhere this time around either. You dig me? Anyway, so that's a little bit about Black American culture. So if anybody from anywhere in the world, really, because I've got subscribers from all over the world now, apparently, according to my analytics. That's Black American culture. That's just 16 aspects of it explained to you by TC, aka Triple OG TC, that you can take with you. And when somebody start talking that shit, show them the video. You dig me? That's it for now, y'all. Thanks for coming by and listening to me talk my shit. I will catch y'all on the next one. TC, and I'm out. Peace.